Hola, buenos días.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Who's that?
This is Sierra. She's my
Oh,
youngest,
hi,
and
Sierra.
she has the flu. So
Oh,
no school for her today.
oh.
Actually, none of my children are at school today because we're having a snow day in Texas.
Oh, really?
Snow day in Texas doesn't require any snow, which is really funny to me.
That's funny.
It is really funny. I'm from upstate New York, so we go to school when there's 2 feet of snow, 3 feet of snow. You have to have like a massive amount of snow overnight to have school canceled. And usually they don't do it till the morning. But we got a notification last night that my kids weren't going to have school today. And there's still not a flake in the sky.
Oh, my goodness.
So weird. But whatever, they're enjoying it. It's a nice little... And for this one, I've heard that the flu was going around, but this is legit, like, flu.
Yeah.
Poor thing. So
Are you doing okay?
I am. I'm actually doing a lot better. But I mean, it was weird because last week I was able to teach in the morning and then just something hit me in the afternoon. That was just vicious. But that was like a stomach thing.
Okay.
It wasn't the flu. I took her to urgent care yesterday and the doctor legit just told me, he's like, you're probably going to get the flu. And I'm like,
Oh.
great. Like, we just can't win right now.
Oh.
We just can't win. Because it's very contagious and it's,
Yeah.
I never get the flu shot. I never get the flu. So I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
need a flu shot. I'm good. I'm usually a really, really, really healthy person.
Mm-hmm.
Till like the past 3 months. We've had the stomach bug like 3 times. Now we have the flu. No bueno. No bueno. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Everybody doing well? Yeah. All right. Well, I didn't hear too much from you guys, so I assume you're cruising through the work and the course and everything is okay. Great. Awesome. So just know that, anytime you guys have a question, I always worry that my students, because it's an online class, are confused or out there off in your own world or space, cyber worlds, struggling or confused or anything. And I just really want to emphasize, anytime you need help, whether it's a Spanish question or a technology issue, although I can't always help the technology issues, I can try. And if I can't help you, then I can usually point you in the right direction. But don't hesitate to contact me. So this week, we are going to finish up the first chapter. So finish up this capítulo preliminar. There's 2 more like little grammar-y topics that we're going to go over. And then everything for this chapter is coming due Saturday night by midnight. So hopefully everybody has gotten their book and registered and started working on the work in there, as it's going to be due this Saturday. And once we finish a chapter, I close the door on the chapter and we move on. So I don't accept late work.
Okay.
So we're going to start off this morning talking about the word I. It looks like hay in English, Hay, but it's pronounced I, almost like your I or like the letter I in English, and the numbers 0 through 30.
Okay.
So los números, a lot of my students come to this class knowing at least 0 through 10 or whatever. The thing, I don't want to like spend a ton of time on numbers in language lab, but a couple of things to point out about numbers and the way that they work. So they work the same way in English as they do in Spanish. You may have never really paid much attention to the way our number system works, but we have 1 through 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we have our tens. And when we hit a new 10, we just add those 1 through 9 to that 10. So 20, 21, 22, 23, 30, 31, 32, 33, 40, 41, and so on and so forth. And so it's the same in Spanish. So what you're going to eventually need to do is just, if you already know 1 through 9, which I'm sure you do, it's going to be pretty easy just to learn the new, like the tens, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and then you're just adding back those 1 through 9 to the tens. And there's two different ways to spell them. There's the way that like 20 through 29 are spelled on this slide as one word, 21, 22, 23, or you can spell them as separate words like this. 21, 22, 23. So either one is correct. And sometimes I have students say, hey, why is that? And I'm like, I don't know. It's just the way you can do it in Spanish. You can either smush it together as one word. When you do that, you change the letter Y, which means and. It's pronounced E. You change it to an I, and you squish the word together. 21, 22. And then once you get to 30, which is 30, you do the same exact thing. You add the 1 through 9. 31, 32, 33. So that's a little tidbit about the way that the numbers work. 11 through 15 are a little different as they are in English. We don't say 10 and 1, 10 and 2, 10 and 3, kind of like we do. We go 16, 17, 18. We say 11, 12, 13, 14. Or I guess 14 goes to the pattern in English, but in Spanish it goes up to 15. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But then once you hit 16, it's like saying 10 and 6, 10 and 7, 10 and 8. 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay? So again, numbers are really vocab. I don't like to spend a ton of time talking about them in Language Lab. Just a couple of little tricks that I like to point out. Anybody have a question about the numbers? Okay. So let's then talk about this word I. I is a really cool word because it means there is or there are. So it can be used before singular nouns or plural nouns. It's the same word. And like I said, we don't pronounce H's in Spanish, so it's pronounced I, like I am. And we use it to say what there is or what there are in front of us. So look down at the bottom. I have two simple sentences. Hay un profesor. There is a professor. Hay tres profesores. There are 3 professors. So it's kind of neat. You can use it with singular or plural nouns. And we use it to say what there is or are. So here's how we're going to practice with this. Like I said, you guys, we will always have some questions that you guys are going to ask each other. Everybody is going to answer the same question. So the first question asks, ¿Cuántas personas hay en tu familia? Lots of cognate words in this question. We love cognate words. ¿Cuántas means how many. So how many people are there? There's that word I. En tu familia, in your family. So the way you're going to answer this, you're going to start your answer with I, and then the number. Personas en mi familia. Okay, there are, period. There are however many people in my family. Okay? So, Julia, we're going to start with you. ¿Cuántas personas hay en tu familia?
Hay 4 personas en mi familia.
Perfecto. You are going to ask the question to Desiree.
Desiree, ¿cuántas personas hay en tu familia?
Hay 6 personas en mi familia.
Muy bien. Desiree, you're going to ask the question to Hannah.
Hannah, ¿cuántas personas hay en tu familia?
3 personas en mi familia.
Muy bien. Hannah, you're going to ask Allison.
¿Cuántas personas hay en tu familia?
Hay 5 personas en mi familia.
Excelente. Allison, you're going to ask Shan.
Cheyenne, ¿cuántas personas hay en tu familia?
Hay 8 personas en mi familia.
Wow, muy grande. Muy bien. Shan, you're going to ask Madeline.
Madeline, ¿cuántas personas hay en tu familia?
Hay 6 personas en mi familia.
Perfecto. Madeline, you're going to ask Zippy.
Zippy, ¿cuántas personas hay en tu familia?
Hay 9 personas en mi familia.
Wow, más grande. Muy bien. Muy bien. And then Zippy, you're going to ask Sarah.
¿Cuántas personas hay en tu familia?
Hay 9 personas en mi familia.
Muy bien. Sometimes I always like to hear when people have big families. I have a big family myself. So, muy bien. Una familia muy grande. Excelente. Okay, so like I said last week, try to remember who you ask each time. That way we can move through a little bit quicker. Not that we're in a hurry or anything. And then the next question, more cognate words. Yay. ¿Cuántas bicicletas hay en tu garaje? What do you guys think this is asking? Who wants to take a guess? Go ahead, Allison.
How many bicycles are in your garage?
Yeah, how many bicycles are there in your garage? And you're going to start your answer exactly the same way. You're going to start with I, and then the number, bicicletas, en mi garaje. So the J in Spanish makes a sound like an H. So H's are silent. H's don't say anything. The J says the H sound. So garaje is pronounced hey at the end. Garaje. All right, Julia, ¿cuántas bicicletas hay en tu garaje?
Hay 4 bicicletas en mi garaje.
Excelente.
Who did I ask again?
Desiree?
Desiree. ¿Cuántas bicicletas hay en tu garaje?
Hay 0 bicicletas en mi garaje.
Good.
Hannah, ¿cuántas bicicletas hay en tu garaje?
Hay 0 bicicletas en mi garaje.
Okay, muy bien. You ask Allison.
It's my turn. Sorry.
¿Cuántas bicicletas hay en tu garaje, Allison?
Hay 6 bicicletas en mi garage.
Garaje.
Garaje. Sorry. ¿Cuántas bicicletas hay en tu garaje?
Hay 3 bicicletas en mi garaje.
Good.
Madeline, ¿cuántas bicicletas hay en tu garaje?
Hay 6 bicicletas en mi garaje. Zippy, ¿cuántas bicicletas hay en tu garaje?
Hay 0 bicicletas en mi garaje. I forgot that.
You ask Sarah. Sarah.
Okay. ¿Cuántas bicicletas hay en tu garaje?
Hay 0 bicicletas en mi garaje.
Good. All right, muy bien. So the next question is exactly the same question, except it's not asking about your bicicletas, it's asking about your carros. Again, a cognate word. If you can't roll your R's, that's okay, just call them carros. Carros, ¿cuántos carros hay en tu garaje? I'm not going to type the answer out because all you're going to do is answer it exactly the same way, just changing bicicletas to carros. Julia, ¿cuántos carros hay en tu bicicleta? Hay en tu garaje?
Hay 4 carros en mi garaje.
Wow, tú tienes un garaje muy grande.
¿Cuántos carros hay en tu garaje?
Hay 2 carros hay en tu garaje.
En mi
Hannah,
garaje. So you gotta
Oh,
change
shoot.
to me.
Emigra, yeah. I'll say it again then. Hay dos carros en mi garaje.
Good job. Yep.
And ¿cuántos carros hay en tu garaje?
Hay uno carro en mi garaje.
Muy bien.
Allison, ¿cuántos carros hay en tu garaje?
Hay 0 carros en mi garaje. ¿Cuántos carros hay en tu garaje?
Hay 2 carros en mi garaje. ¿Cuántos carros hay en tu garaje?
I trace carros en mi garaje.
Muy bien.
Zippy, ¿cuántos carros hay en tu garaje?
Hay 2 carros en mi garaje.
Perfect.
Era, ¿cuántos carros hay en tu garaje?
Hay un carro en mi garaje.
Perfect. Muy bien. Okay, una pregunta más. Just one more question with I. This one does not have cognate words in it. So I'm going to give you guys a special treat. I'm going to treat you to my beautiful, beautiful drawings. Not all my students get treated to drawings. That's a silla. That's a mesa. Okay? I know. I am a super talented drawer. Somebody who can drawer. A silla is a chair, just in case you can't tell. I have had students go, yeah, I don't know what that is. That's a chair, and the mesa is a table. Easy to remember because people, my kids especially, make a mesa on the table. So that's easy to remember. It's where my kids make a mesa on the table. ¿Cuántas sillas hay con tu mesa? How many chairs are there with your table? Notice we changed the preposition from in your family, in your garage, to with. It wouldn't make sense to have chairs in your table, so I changed it to with. So you're going to say, the number sillas, those 2 L's making a Y sound. Sillas con mi mesa. Julia, ¿cuántas sillas hay con tu mesa?
Hay 7 sillas con mi mesa.
Good.
¿Cuántos sillas hay con tu mesa?
Hay 6 sillas con mi mesa.
Muy bien.
And ¿cuántas sillas hay con tu mesa?
Hay 4 sillas con mi mesa. ¿Cuántas sillas hay con tu mesa, Allison?
Hay 8 sillas con mi mesa. ¿Cuántas sillas hay con tu mesa?
Hay 4 sillas con mi mesa. Madeline, ¿cuántas sillas hay con tu mesa?
Hay 6 sillas con mi mesa. Zippy, ¿cuántas sillas hay con tu mesa?
Hay 2 sillas con mi mesa. Sarah, ¿cuántas sillas hay con tu mesa?
Hay 4 sillas con mi mesa.
Perfect. Muy bien. All right. That was super fun when you guys got to talk about the people, the bikes, the cars, and the chairs in your house. Anybody have any questions about the word I? No? Okay. We're going to move on then to the last topic that's covered in Capítulo Preliminar, which is really, it's more vocabulary. A lot of the grammar and the vocab kind of overlap in this first chapter. In future chapters, the vocab is left mostly to your independent study. and we focus on grammar with our language lab time. But like I said, it overlaps a bit in this first chapter because we're still working on giving you the foundation, the tools that you need to make those, to build sentences. So the last thing that shows up here are las palabras interrogativas, which are question words. So I've been working in question words over the past week now, using different words like who, what, when, where, why, those kinds of words. So a little bit like last week when I said to you guys, those 10 subject pronouns, the yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, vosotros, ellos, ellas, and ustedes, those 10 words are super, super important to your success in this course. Same with these palabras interrogativas, these question words. Because as you may have noticed, this is a lot of what we do here. We ask each other questions. And anytime you are asked a question, you need to know what exactly is being asked. Who, how, why, when, where, right? And without knowing the question words, it would be literally impossible for you to be able to give a correct answer if you didn't know what was being asked of you. So these 10 words, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, there's 10 of them. These 10 words are also critical, and I think that's why they show up here in this capítulo preliminar, this warm-up chapter. So I would make myself some flashcards. Grab a set of index cards, put the English question word on the one side, how, put the Spanish one on the other, como, and quiz myself until I knew them. These words are particularly challenging because a lot of them are kind of similar. Cuando and cuánto, dónde and de dónde, por qué and qué. So you may need to actually just take 20 minutes or so and just dedicate your life to learning the question words in Spanish. Trust me, if you care about doing well in this class, you won't regret it. I promise you that. The other thing that I like to point out about the question words is that, first of all, you may notice it's got some funny punctuation we're not used to seeing. In Spanish, questions start with an upside-down question mark. It's part of the punctuation of the language, and they do the same thing with exclamation points. So that's you're only going to encounter that when you're reading Spanish. We don't use on question marks when we're speaking Spanish, but you are going to see them there. It's, like I said, it's just part of the punctuation. It gives the reader a heads up that you're about to read a question. And the other thing is that all 10 of the palabras interrogativas carry an accent. All of them have an accent mark on one of the vowels. And so it's important that you put those in there because usually if you leave off the accent mark on these words, it changes the meaning into another word. For example, como with an accent over the O means how is the question. Como without the accent means that. So it just changes the meaning of the question of the word. So important to know. So hopefully you guys, if you haven't already, take the time to get to know these words, be familiar with them. So I had some review here from last week, some review questions. ¿De dónde eres? That was the question we asked each other. Where are you from? So how are we doing? Oh, we have plenty of time. Let's go back for this one. ¿De dónde eres? Just in case anybody missed it last week. You start your answer with yo soy de. I am from, and then you say where it is that you come from. Julia, ¿de dónde eres?
Soy de University Place, Washington.
Muy bien.
¿De dónde eres?
Soy de Tacoma. ¿De dónde eres?
Asking me.
Hannah.
Yo soy de Tacoma. ¿De dónde eres, Allison?
Yo soy de Washington State. ¿De dónde eres?
Yo soy de Hawaii. ¿De dónde eres, madam?
Yo soy de Gig Harbor. Zippy, ¿de dónde eres?
Yo soy de Tacoma. Sarah, ¿de dónde eres?
Yo soy de University Place.
Perfect. And then the other question, one of the other questions we did last week was ¿Cuántos años tienes? ¿Cuántos años tienes? How old are you? But remember, it doesn't really mean how old are you. You can't translate this how, because como means how, right? ¿Cuántos means how many? How many years do you have? That's how you ask somebody's age in Spanish. How many years do you have? And when you answer, you say yo tengo. That means I have. And then you put the number. I don't know why I'm choking on something. The air. The number and then años. Yo tengo, whatever age you are, años. And now we know the number's up to 30. So hopefully everybody knows how to say your age. If you need help, just ask. Julia, ¿cuántos años tienes?
Yo tengo 17 años.
Muy bien.
¿Cuántos años tienes?
Yo tengo 21 años. Ana, ¿cuántos años tienes?
Yo tengo 22 años. ¿Cuántos años tienes, Allison?
Yo tengo 17 años. ¿Cuántos años tienes?
Yo tengo 17 años. ¿Cuántos años tienes?
Yo tengo 17 años. Zippy, ¿cuántos años tienes?
Yo tengo 22 años. Sara, ¿cuántos años tienes?
Yo tengo 27 años.
Perfecto. Muy bien. Now I remember this was the group of 17-year-olds.
Yep.
Most 17-year-olds. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and practice. Oh, poor baby. We're going to go ahead and practice a few more question words. A couple of these are review still. We're keeping it very simple here in the beginning of the course. I don't like to scare my students away. So the first question is, ¿cuál es tu dirección? ¿Cuál es tu dirección asks, which is your address? What's your address? Dirección is your address. So when you answer this question, you're going to start, mi dirección es, my address is, and then you say your house number. So whatever your house number is, if it's a really long number that we would probably say like in the thousands, like 2,462 in English, just say each number as an individual. 25462. And then you say la calle. La calle means street. And you're going to say the name of your street after the word la calle. So I would say la calle Snowbird. If you live on West Street, you'd say la calle West. If you live on a number street like 5th Street, you would say la calle Cinco. If you live on something else besides a street, like an avenue, a boulevard, a lane, a drive, don't worry about it. Just say la calle. We're going to keep it really simple. I don't even honestly know all those different words for streets in Spanish. So just say la calle, whatever it is, and then the city that you live in. Now, if you aren't comfortable giving out your address to a bunch of language lab strangers, that's okay. Make it up. I'm pretty sure nobody wants to stalk you, but I can't make that promise, okay? I'm pretty sure, but I can't promise that. I'm also, have been doing this long enough, pretty sure that nobody's listening to what you're saying because everybody is working through in their own head what they're gonna say. But I can't promise you that either. So sometimes people don't wanna give their street address out, and I would just say make it up. 123 West Street, Tacoma, okay? Or if you wanna, say where you really live, that's fine too. So Julia, ¿cuál es tu dirección?
Mi dirección es 426 La Calle Juniper University, Washington.
Yeah, muy bien.
Okay.
Wait, did you say the city?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I just didn't hear it. Okay, perfect.
¿Cuál es tu dirección?
Mi dirección es 4062 La Calle 73, Tacoma. ¿Cuál es tu dirección?
Mi dirección es 1902 La Calle, Tacoma.
Oops, La Calle. What's the name?
Wait, I missed that whole introduction there. Sorry.
That's okay. So La Calle is the name of your street or the street.
Okay, so Union Street, Tacoma.
So it's La Calle Union.
La Calle Union, Tacoma.
Yeah.
Okay. ¿Cuál es tu dirección, Allison?
Okay. Mi dirección es 11615 La Calles 16 Gig Harbor.
Good. Yep.
¿Cuál es tu dirección?
Mi dirección es 9925 La Calle 15th Street.
So you don't need the street.
Oh, ¿cuál es tu dirección?
Mi dirección es 4225 La Calle Point Bostic, Gig Harbor.
Muy bien.
Zippy, ¿cuál es tu dirección?
Mi dirección es 10407 La Calle 104 Tacoma.
Wow, muy bien. Good job.
Sarah, ¿cuál es tu dirección?
Mi dirección es 123 La Calle 9, Tacoma.
All right, muy bien. Okay, the next question is review from last week. ¿Quién, which means who? ¿Quién es tu amigo? Who is your friend? ¿Quién es tu amigo? And then you're just going to name your friend. Mi amigo es, and then name him. If you name somebody that's a female, say mi amiga es, and then name her. Julia, ¿quién es tu amigo?
Chase. ¿Quién es tu amigo?
Mi amiga es Dorothy. Hannah, ¿quién es tu amigo?
Mi amiga es Olivia. Allison, ¿quién es tu amigo?
Mi amiga es Jennifer. ¿Quién es tu amigo? Cheyenne, I think.
Mi amiga es Diana. ¿Quién es tu amigo, Madeline?
Mi amiga es Olivia. Zippy, ¿quién es tu amigo?
Mi amiga es Jessica. Sarah, ¿quién es tu amigo?
Mi amiga es Abigail.
Perfect. Muy bien. Okay, the next question, we just did this one with the I. I included it here because it is another question word, cuántas. So here we have cuál, quién, cuántas. Cuántas means how many. And we should know that because we just did a whole bunch of cuántas questions. ¿Cuántas personas hay en tu familia? I also thought it would be a good one to repeat because this one is required on your first capstone slide. It says, say how many people there are in your family. And so this is how you're going to do that. I, the number, personas en mi familia. So Julia, ¿cuántas personas hay en tu familia?
Hay 4 personas en mi familia.
Yeah.
¿Cuántas personas hay en tu familia?
Hay 6 personas en mi familia. Hannah, ¿cuántas personas hay en tu familia?
Hay 3 personas en mi familia. Allison, ¿cuántas personas hay en tu familia?
Hay 5 personas en mi familia. Cheyenne, ¿cuántas personas hay en tu familia?
Hay 8 personas en mi familia. Madeline, ¿cuántas personas hay en tu familia?
Hay 6 personas en mi familia. Zippy, ¿cuántas personas hay en tu familia?
Hay 9 personas en mi familia. Sarah, ¿cuántas personas hay en tu familia?
Hay 9 personas en mi familia.
Excelente. Okay, I apologize if you're hearing the snores from my little one here. She's snoring in my lap. One more question, and I love this question because it's kind of profound for this level of Spanish, but it is definitely a question that you can probably answer with some of the words that we've used from this class already, or you can look up however you want to answer this question, or ask me, because again, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you learn Spanish. That's my job. ¿Qué es importante? So, ¿qué means what? What is important to you in your life? This is your opinion, okay? There's no right or wrong answer here. Whatever it is that's important, I might say mi familia. I grabbed that word from right here, right? I stole it from the previous question. Mi familia es importante. You're welcome to use that too. Or mi trabajo, my job, es importante. So like I said, whatever it is that you think is important, you're going to plop right there in the beginning of your sentence. Es importante. Okay? If you need a minute to think, that's okay. It's a very deep question. If you're ready to go, Julia, whenever you're ready.
So for this question, would nadando for swimming work? Okay.
Yeah.
Nadando es importante.
Muy bien. You're gonna just ask. Yep, ask Desiree.
Importante.
Mi madre es importante. ¿Qué es importante? Hannah.
Mi mija es importante.
Yeah, mi hija. In Mexican Spanish specifically, they slur it into one word. Mija. Mi hija es importante. Sí. And beautiful.
Gracias.
Sorry. Mi familia es importante. ¿Qué es importante? Cheyenne. Sorry.
Mi amigo es importante.
Importante. Yeah.
Malin, ¿qué es importante?
Fútbol es importante.
Yeah.
Zippy, ¿qué es importante?
Comida es importante.
Sí, muy importante. Good one.
Sarah, ¿qué es importante?
Mi hermanas es muy importante.
Good. So if you have more than one sister, Sarah, mis hermanas?
Sí.
Or are we talking about one?
No, tres.
Just one?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, just barely.
Oh, sorry. No, yo tengo tres hermanas.
Okay, good. So that's perfect. So that's what I thought. So you would say mis hermanas, and because it's plural, you would say son. They are. Mis hermanas son importantes. You gotta put an S on the end.
And mis hermanas son importantes.
Muy bien. All right, very good. So great work today. You guys worked really hard, and that is brings us to the end of our language labs for Capítulo Preliminar. So let's just review really quickly everything that we've learned in language lab so far. Last week we went over the greetings and introductions, right? All the different ways you could talk to somebody when you first meet them in Spanish. Then we did a sort of boring, but I promise you it wasn't always going to be this boring, but extremely, extremely, extremely important lesson on the pronouns and the verb ser. You guys got through it, and you all came back for more this week, so I appreciate that. If there's one thing that I would love for you to focus on the most out of this chapter, especially when it comes time to take your grammar quiz, it would be that lesson, the pronouns and the verb ser. Those pronouns are going to show up both on your vocab and on your grammar quiz. And then this week, so that was last week. This week, we talked about the word I and went over the numbers. And we went over the question words and talked about the importance of those. And then we did some questions with them. Okay? So that's what we have for this. Again, everything is coming due this weekend, Saturday night by midnight. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me for help if you have any questions or need any help submitting your assignments by midnight Saturday. And I will see you guys next week, and we'll be starting chapter 1.
Thank you.
All right, de nada, adios.
Mommy. I told you no.